If this movie's ultimate goal was to confuse the audience on what they were trying to achieve, then I'd consider this a rousing success. Is this supposed to be the introduction of a bad butt adversary who will be looming over future movies of the DCEU, or is this supposed to be a gruff but ultimately lovable jerk with a heart of gold? The movie is trying to do both, and so it succeeds at neither. I don't think there was any salvaging the DCEU. It was doomed when they tried to build their foundation on 17 air quotes ought to be enough heroes who spend the entire movie premeditating murdering each other. So hitching this car to that train was already a mistake. But ignoring that, we're trying to set up Black Adam as a maybe villain, maybe hero, while also introducing a new Justice Society to the audience at large, and play off the history of this team that apparently existed in this world before now. That would be difficult to do in 2 hours for a competent director, but you throw this to someone with a slate of movies nobody has said anything good about, and he has to work this detritus into the DCEU, and Sisyphus himself would struggle, even more than he already does. There's an unwritten rule in storytelling. Don't remind the audience they could be watching a better movie. This movie teases an origin story I wouldn't have minded spending a little more time with. You've got a kid enslaved by an evil king, he gets magic powers so he can fight back. Everyone's on this kid's side. But you want a character who's a little further on the hero-villain scale. So what do? Spend the whole movie on this prologue. Remember the halcyon days of the Marvel Cinematic Universe when we had an entire movie devoted to setting up Captain America in the 1940s before we brought him into the present day? The Black Adam movie feels like if they had a voiceover to explain the super soldier serum, the Red Skull, and Steve's love with Agent Carter all in less than 10 minutes before waking him up in the present day to jump right into butting heads with Iron Man in Civil War. This has been a problem with the DCEU since BVS, but slow down. Take your time in introducing this character and this world. There's a story to be told in his origin, so I'm not sure why the movie wanted to skip it so badly. Make this sort of a hyper-condensed Breaking Bad, where a protagonist we sympathize with goes down a slippery slope, becoming a villain by the end of the movie. You know the sadistic hero's choice? What if, about a third of the way into the movie, somebody gives the empowered slave a choice? Save the kids about to be crushed by this fiendishly clever booby trap we've set up, or you can capture us and rip us in half. We've been trained to believe the protagonist will save the kids, but his thirst for vengeance was too strong. He let the kids die so he could kill the oppressors. He made a bad choice, maybe with good intentions, but it led to some nasty consequences. Then he felt like there was no turning back, or maybe I need to do something else bad to get rid of the people who terrorize my country, and then everything will be fine. By the end of the movie, his friends and family who are still alive have joined with the rebellion against him. He's become a monster, and he can't see that, but he says they can't see that a monster is what's needed to protect Kahndaq from the really bad guys. Then somehow he gets put in magic suspended animation for a few thousand years. Then, if you can pull off the origin tale, you bring him into the present day. You've got a guy who we initially sympathize with, but now he has nothing left to lose, and he sees Kahndaq is no better off than it was before he got his powers. His country is still struggling, caught between two groups of foreign powers. He's less inhibited now, but his mission is still the same: protect his people. They may be scared of him, but that's okay as long as the job gets done. And if you have to shove this into the DCEU, here's how you do it. Amanda Waller gets on the phone and tells Hawkman, "Hey, I had some guys in Kahndaq, and they were minding their own business, I pinky promise. Then this crazy metahuman killed my men. Can you do something?" Hawkman is a hot-headed jerk, so this would be playing to the character's strength. The movie, he comes in and immediately starts protecting terrorists, then he says they need due process. Then later in the movie, he stabs the demon from Tenacious D 45 times. I'm getting some mixed messages here, Hawkman. Amanda Waller, she's morally bankrupt, but she's not stupid. Instead of sending her own team of superhumans, she specifically chooses Hawkman and Dr. Fate because they have the magic stuff that might have a chance of defeating Black Adam. And she doesn't know this, but they're also connected to Black Adam. Hawkman and Black Adam were connected to ancient Egypt in the comics, and so is Dr. Fate. So hear me out. Hawkman in the comics has had many reincarnated lives as heroes of different eras. The Helmet of Fate has had many hosts over the millennia. Both of these guys were friends with Black Adam back in the old days, and in his eyes, they betrayed him when he tried to protect his homeland. This would require a little bit of forward planning, which for DC, that's asking a lot, but naive as I am, I trust you guys could pull this off. So while Black Adam would recognize these two, they might not recognize him. Nebu, the wizard inside Dr. Fate's helmet, has reasons for holding back past knowledge from Kent Nelson. Maybe he doesn't want Nelson to rethink their mission against Black Adam. Maybe Nebu was the one who put Black Adam away in the first place, perhaps against his better judgment. And he doesn't want Kent to wimp out like he almost did thousands of years ago. And Hawkman, he's got a lot of lives to sift through, so it wouldn't be until the middle of a fight scene where he would remember something from the previous movie. After some tussling, they all join forces because of the magic crown of Sabak, which Waller's people were trying to illegally seize at the beginning of the movie for Waller's own sinister purposes, because she hasn't learned her lesson from the last time she grabbed an evil artifact, I guess. Some bad guy gets the crown and gets demon powers, but in a less convoluted way than in the movie, where he wants someone to kill him, so he goes to special upside down hell, where he apparently knows that the demons will give him demon powers. Maybe you could connect the nth metal that was introduced in the movie, and then nothing was done with it. Say Black Adam throws some lightning at Hawkman's plane, it connects with the bad guy and the demon crown, and that connects him with the demons who turn him into the Serbian city. The demon is defeated, the two opposing forces reluctantly part ways, but they're not exactly friends. While Hawkman and Fate still believe Black Adam is going too far in his mission, like he did thousands of years ago, maybe they've had time to recognize things are a little more complicated now, and this part of the world could use a protector. But if he lets things get to his head, they will be back to take him down. Then you can have your credit scene where Waller tries to threaten Black Adam, but he turns it around on her. He knows she was the one who was trying to get the crown of Sabak, and if she does anything that endangers his people again, he will be coming after her. And that's how you do it. In under 2 pages, I roughly outlined how you can do what I think this movie was trying to do. You have someone I can easily see clashing with the heroes of this world in the future, but he also has understandable goals that propel him in these movies. Much as I don't think the movie we got actually worked, a lot of the groundwork was already there. They just rushed things too much and we got what we got. Maybe I'm overestimating my own ideas about how this movie could have been improved. What do you guys think? Let me know and I'll be talking about something else in the future. Until next time, have a good one.